was writing a song for myself. I'm on a walking path, but then I really liked it. So here's the chorus. I enjoyed the world before I knew the world. That's all I remember. Something about anything you dream can be anything. Something can make come true if you have the tools to use. And even if you're scared. No, there wasn't anything about scared. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I enjoyed the world before I knew the world. I don't remember the next one. Da 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 da. Dreams come true if you have the tools to use. And even if you're blank, I don't remember. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Lost or sad. Even when I'm scared, even when I'm sad, I can feel this place can't really be that bad. If I dream and learn to fly. I know that the way I'm writing lyrics, whenever I sound happy in lyric writing, I know that it starts to sound cheap and like I'm ignoring the problems of the world. But I want you to give me a chance, or give those ideas a chance, and think this thought for a second. There's never been a time in history where we knew all the problems of the world all at the same time, and this is my view right now. And I am on a 2 or 3 day sabbatical, healing all these old wounds. You just saw how dark and sad my mind can be when I'm in the wound. And now I'm feeling light and like you can fly, and I even put up a teachery video about it. And yet, because of modern society, I realize how easy it is to judge thoughts like that. Anyone that would imply that you can change your life and fly and feel okay again, that's now in this modern society considered insensitive. But then why do you think there's such an intensity of mental illness? Oh, by the way, yellow sunglasses were in my bag, my yellow bag, my yellow mug, my yellow ukulele. Anyway, if you're trying to help the world, you can't help it if you don't allow there to ever be joy. You literally can't. You can't help something from a joyless place. You can try. But then nobody wants what you're selling. Who's going to follow your message or your wisdoms if all they bring you is anger and sadness and frustration? Then all you're going to get from people in terms of attraction is solidarity and ennui. And there's going to be this secret underbelly of everything. If the thing you're craving is a balance in the world so that more people can have beauty, then you have to start by looking at the beauty around you and honoring that too. Because if you only honor the sadness and the frustration, then you're not going to attract any more beauty or any more joy or any more peace. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's a little law of attraction-y, but if you look at like ancient cultures, they too lived on beautiful places like this, and they probably had lots of problems. But there was also beauty, and there was also joy, and there was commiseration. And there were systems that were probably deeply imperfect. Sometimes I wonder, it's like if you want to be mad at rich people because they have things you don't have, then do it. Be mad. Be very mad. But then don't secretly harbor any desire to have the things that they have. That's what I think is going wrong in our culture. If all people can have this, then this isn't this. If all people were here right now, this wouldn't be spacious. I just think sometimes we are arguing things from a place of ignorance of what reality is. And the way to survive in a place like this, you have to have money or resources. I just don't see a reality in which all resources are going to be distributed perfectly evenly, and then all people are going to manage them perfectly well, and that there isn't addiction or there isn't any of that. I mean, who will work the jobs that, if we're all trying to find peace, then who would work, or joy, then who would work the jobs that help addicts? That's probably not a peaceful job. I don't know. I think the true secret is not to envy or hate. I think the true secret is to look at your current state, look at your feet, look in your skin. I'm not trying to say rich people are right and they should win. I don't believe that. I think the game is skewed and it's super flawed. And artists and poets shouldn't have to feel like they're nothing in this world. I mean, I know people who are as educated as me or more, like I have a master's degree, like I shouldn't have to feel like a complete failure all the time, but I do. And it has a lot to do with how society is set up to not reward or honor people like me. Unless I were to do something that's a commercial success. But I don't like going down that thought narrative anymore because it feels very complaining, like poor me. And it doesn't get me the thing that I'm wishing I had more of. So I try to speak with dignity now, and I try to speak with self-honor, because it's not about whether or not other people honor me, it's about whether or not I'm mirroring how honored I do or don't feel. And so if you have bits of joy in your life, like say you're constantly railing about politics, but you have a loving partner and a really nice home. Like I don't own a home. You might have more than me on a lot of topics, but you may be just spiraling down a rabbit hole of anger at society's evils and only focusing on that at the public level, and then wondering why you're having a hard time appreciating the joys in your life. Like you have to consciously choose to override whatever guilt comes in that you have more than others on some topics. Like maybe you have a house and a mortgage and a lot of stability. Maybe you have a full-time job with a lot of stability. Maybe you have a lot of things that just make you feel guilty, and so you don't know how to feel joy for those things. You don't know how to feel gratitude. That's a place to start, is gratitude's a way into joy. But you don't know how to feel gratitude for the things you have because you're noticing the things that you don't have, or you're noticing the things that the people around you don't have, and you feel terrible about it. But you're not getting rid of your house and giving it away to the poor. You're not giving your job away, are you? Like if you have things that you are enjoying and you're not immediately giving it away and taking a vow of poverty and becoming a nun or an atheist version of a nun, if you're, or a monk, if you're not doing that, then that's creating guilt in you. If you have very progressive politics and you feel bad about what many people don't have, opportunities. Like I don't own a house. I have $45,000 left of college debt and a car loan, but I make it work. Because I have to, and I just focus on that, and it's okay. I have to have it be okay. But I could easily just look at places like this and complain, because these people probably have hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank and no interest in helping or providing for people like me. even through grants or artist scholarships or whatever, even if they told me, like, write us songs for Aunt Betsy's 50th retirement and create a special CD that would be her great, there's just no interest coming my way that I can see online for people, for artists. I mean, the Beethovens of the world. There's not much. But see, that makes me feel heavy and sad. I don't want to complain about these people. I know rich people. Most of them don't have an interest in me. Most of the poor people I know throw more money at me than the rich people I know. And that sounds terrible, but that's in the Bible. The woman who had very little, but she gave a penny or something. That's American money, but she gave a small amount, but of her amount that she had, it was a huge amount. And then a rich man who gave more than her, but of the amount that he had, it was nothing. Absolutely nothing to him. He wouldn't even feel it, whereas she was going to feel it. And that happens to me all the time. When we throw house shows, people throw so much money at us to buy our merch, to show care for us. I say us, I mean it's me, but also I suppose in the band that I've been in for a few years. But I've been doing this for like 12 years. The band's a very new thing. And I've seen it everywhere. There are just people who will value people like me. And that's not usually in places like this. Sometimes the reason people become people like this is because they know how to manage their money and they don't just throw it at people all the time. They save it and they achieve a goal. That's why I can't criticize it, because people are living within their means and they can figure out how to do it, and maybe they still give to charity. Like, I don't know, Blue Boat 1133, how much he gives to charity. He probably does. Most people probably do, and he probably gives a lot more than me, and maybe he doesn't feel it, but should I make him feel terrible to exist and then he gives nothing? I don't know. I'm just really conflicted at what's happening, the conflict in this country. It's like, yes, there is rich and poor, but Americans didn't invent it. It's been around forever. Europe, France, Spain, Germany, England, they conquered the entire world. And I understand that some of those people might be my ancestors, but America didn't invent that. Well, didn't invent the rich and poor thing. Take heart. Be okay. Let your guilt go. Unless you think your guilt is making you a better person, then go ahead and hang on to it. But then understand where your mental problems might be coming from. Because to live with unchecked guilt all day long might be driving you crazy. I'm speaking to the soft and sensitive souls. They usually have a disproportionate amount of guilt, and it guides their lives like a compass, and it makes them some of the best people on the planet. People always tell me how kind I am. And I don't get to live inside the minds or the experiences of rooms that I'm not in, so I don't know. But comparatively, I hear constantly how kind I am, how nice I am, how much I'm loved. Mostly from family, like nieces and nephews, but some acquaintances, some friends. I'm told that I'm like a unicorn. I just don't like being mean to people. But that's turned into this weird life philosophy that's made it hard for me to build myself up at all. To build up my music, to work hard on anything that's just for me, because that feels selfish. And the more people reflect back to me how great a person I am, the more I don't want to become a selfish person. It's a loop. I'm caught in a loop. But if I'm really honest, I want to live in a place like this, or spend a lot of time in places like this. I want enough money to be able to care for myself. I don't know. It's nice to have had such a growth phase that I'm okay doing this right now, even though I know I'm probably drawing a lot of attention and getting looks by people. I don't draw attention online, but I draw attention in spaces where I talk to myself in public. And the busier the space, like if I were in New York City doing this, you'd get a look, but there's a lot of weirdos in New York City. And I think I did this when I was in New York, but maybe I didn't. But I've definitely done this in Chicago, and I've done this all over Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota. I did it on our tour out east, so. Oh yeah, I did do it in New York City. Well, I did it in Brooklyn. when I was staying at our friend Jordan's house, or apartment, mutual benefit Jordan. I took a walk and I did this and felt good. I don't know. So I guess I do attract a lot of attention. I'm not trying to in this way. This is the attention I don't want. I don't want attention for being weird. I wanted attention for the ideas. But people walking by can't hear my ideas. And I don't have the type of singing voice that would make it so that this could be like a concert for people walking by. I used to think I had to learn how to do that, but that's not my calling. Anyway, bye.